New Mexico State University. It's packed, the electricity is palpable, it's the high school game of the week, and dare I say more, it's Las Cruces in Mayfield, and it's a huge one. Welcome everybody, my name is Patty Mack, the sports guy alongside Thunder Dan Sharon tonight. Thunder Dan, this is something we've been talking about since September. We've been hoping it would happen. Well, be careful what you wish for. Here it is. It's Las Cruces and Mayfield, and you know, this time you can't use the old cliche, throw the record books out the window, because they mean very much this year. It's 8-2, the Mayfield Trojans, number 3 in the state, two-time defending state champions, and the 10-0 Las Cruces Bulldogs, ranked number 2, undefeated. Talk to me. It's electric out here.
You know, these last 3 weeks have just drugged by. Once Las Cruces High defeated Alamogordo, we knew the matchup was coming, and everybody in the whole town, it's just been electric. We're excited to be here, man. Get ready. Better fasten your seatbelts.
Well, this is going to be the largest crowd at Aggie Memorial Stadium this season by far. There's no question about it. It's already there, and we'll wear before the football game. Let's talk about these two teams. First of all, two teams that play very good defense, but I want to talk about the weapons tonight. And let's start with the Mayfield Trojans. It all starts with the quarterback of their option game. Ray Alderete does a fantastic job running that off.
Ray Alderete missed the Roswell game, and that was a big miss. I mean, not having them, you know, that probably cost them the game right there. Ray has gotten better and better every week. And, you know, even on Nick Rios, when he comes in, he does a very good job, but that definitely is a drop-off. Ray Alderete is one of the finest quarterbacks, and he had some big shoes to fill. He's done a great job.
Well, when Ray pitches the ball, he pitches it to Nathan Martinez, who does good things with it generally. Yeah. Little number 24 has come on very well in his junior season.
We've seen Nathan Martinez return kicks, have long runs. He's got deceptive speed and very explosive speed, and that's something that Cruz is really going to have to deal with tonight.
The passing game for the Trojans was dominating last year with Joel Baker and those guys, Aaron Furrow. They threw it quite a bit last year at Mayfield. This year, that facet of their offense didn't come around until Nick Rios came around. When he came around, this team became complete.
Yeah, now that they're multi-dimensional, they don't have to rely solely on the run, and they do have some. They can come back, and they can also throw to Joshua Gomez. They've got an arsenal, and that passing game has really helped them down the stretch, and that's what Coach Bradley wants to have going into the playoffs.
Let's talk about that Las Cruces High School Bulldog offense. It starts at quarterback slash tailback slash defensive end. Manny Armendariz, fantastic in all facets of the game.
You know, Manny Armendariz, when he was moved to running back, everybody said, now, what's he going to do? Is he not going to play quarterback? Well, just like you said, he's been switching off, and he's devastating at defensive end. It's been such a joy to watch him grow as a football player. I remember on this field, this time last year, I grabbed Manny by the nape of the neck before the game. I said, Manny, remember how you feel right now, because next year it's going to mean a whole lot more.
Oh, and you are right about that, my friend. Oscar Oropesa, 1,100 yards rushing this year.
You know, Oscar Oropesa, we said, he's dancing too much. You know, I think I was even the one who said that. But, man, he turned the wheels on. He's exploding through the line of scrimmage, doing a great job, and he's putting people on their butts.
Dogs can throw the football as well, and likely as not, they'll look deep for little Sam Cruz. He's a game breaker.
Sam Cruz runs great routes, and he really, with Johnny Gonzalez and Franco, and with Manny, he's running those routes, and he's the go-to guy in the passing attack. But they also have Willie Sotero.
Yes, they do, and they have tight ends. Both these teams, we've ignored some of their weapons. We want to make sure that you understand that. We've just picked out a few of the stars. Defensively, these two teams have played well, as I mentioned, all season long. Start with Cruces. What must they do to stop that Mayfield offense?
What they're going to have to do is they're going to have to force Mayfield to throw the ball, because Coach Bradley's a grind it out. I mean, once he gets something going, he's going to stick with it, and he's going to try and shove the ball down your throat. If you can make Mayfield High School throw the ball, then you're going to be in the game. They're also going to have to really hope for turnovers, and we've seen Mayfield turn the ball over this year 5 times alone against Oñate, and that really stops their offense. So Cruces High, I mean, they got a big chore, but, you know, defensively is one of their biggest strengths.
Well, Mayfield, speaking of strengths, their defense pitched 2 straight shutouts heading into this game. They are strong, they are fast, they are quick, they are physical. What do they have to do to stop Las Cruces?
Well, they've got some of the quickest linebackers in the state, bar none. Mayfield High School does. So they're going to be moving up and down the line of scrimmage, and they're going to be filling those holes. What they're going to have to do is they're going to not only have to stop the stretch play that Cruces High does, but they're going to have to cover the deep third. So those linebackers have got to stop the run and the passing attack of Cruces High. So they got a tough job ahead of them tonight.
Well, it's come down to this. It's prediction time. I don't want to ask you for predictions. I'll ask you for keys to games. What's the key to this football game? What's going to decide who wins this one?
I hate to say this is an old cliche, but whoever makes the fewest mistakes whoever keeps the officials' flags in their pocket is going to have a lot to do with it. And, of course, turnovers, man. Who's going to have the fewest turnovers? That's going to be the team that's going to win the game. And, boy, statistically, they match up so well.
Well, the Mayfield Trojans, two-time defending state champions. First of all, unfinished business, then business as usual, then business is good. Now Las Cruces High School is wanting to put them out of business. We'll see what happens. Kickoff right after this timeout.
With Plymouth, this is what you pay for, and this is what you get. Take, for example, Plymouth Neon. You get all this. And now these special savings. Get $1,500 cash back or 1.9% APR, so you can save over $2,700 in finance charges. One more time. This is what you pay for, and this is what you get.
Shoemaker Pete Chrysler Plymouth, 1601 North Main.
In a recent newspaper poll, Burger Time was voted #1, and I would like to sincerely thank you. Hi, I'm Kevin McGrath. We have been serving Southwestern favorites for over 25 years. Breakfast burritos, fresh baked donuts, hamburgers the way you like them, hot red or green enchiladas, gorditas, combination plates. All food is prepared after you order. Make Burger Time your #1 stop for all your fast food needs. And remember, anytime is Burger Time.
A jam-packed Aggie Memorial Stadium. We're probably already at 20,000, headed for 25 because they're still pouring in to the biggest game of the year. It's the game of the decade. Las Cruces High School and the Mayfield Trojans. Patty Mack, the sports guy, alongside Thunder Dan Sharon. Bulldogs to kick it off. Patrick Johnson does it, and we are underway. Fielded out there by, looks like Aguilar. He's dropped at about the 25-yard line. Mayfield Trojans will go on offense first of all. Let's set that starting lineup for you. For the Trojans, on offensive center is Tony Martinez, number 51. He's a senior. The guards, 57, Steve Pendergraft. Number 75 is Robert Higuera. The tackles, 65, Eugene Moya. Number 70, J.W. Desmond. The tight end is number 95, Joshua Gomez. Quarterback, number 4, Ray Aldenete. He's a good one. Fullback, big number 44, Shane Elliott. The halfbacks, 24, Nathan Martinez. 27, Kermit Okamura. The split end, number 17, Nick Rios. As we get underway, we'll set that Cruces defense for you after this play. First down and 10. The give is Ed Elliott on 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line for the Mayfield Trojans.
Manny Armendariz all over that, Patty Mack, making that tackle.
Martinez picks up 2 yards on the carry. It'll be 2nd and 8 at the 27. Let's talk about that Las Cruces defense. The nose tackles are Bobby Gonzalez. He wears number 61. The tackles, 79, Rick Chavez, 78, Joel Engel, and 52, Jerry Castro will all see time. The ends, number 90, Nick Huffmeyer, number 17, Manny Armendariz. Get that secondary for you in just a moment. Ray Aldenete keeps on the option. He's across the 30, up to about the 34-yard line before he's finally dropped. Ray Aldenete on the carry. The rest of that defense looks like this. The linebackers, number 36, Jimmy Franco, number 88, Alex Petermeyer manning the inside. The cornerbacks, number 21 is Jaime Rodriguez, number 10 is Sam Cruz. The safeties, number 4, James Ewing, number 5, Gabe Hernandez. 2 fine lineups of football players participating in the District 3 Quad A Championship.
Trojans running the option on that last time. James Ewing had a shot at Alderete, and he just powered his way through to make it 3rd and 1.
The give is to Martinez on 3rd and short. I don't believe he got it. I think they stopped him short. We'll see. The spot is shy of the 35, but the first down marker is also very shy of the 35, so they're going to have to measure this one. We'll see. Mike Rigger's wearing the white hat tonight for a fine group of officials. I see Bob Sherman down there and Tom McCarter and the gang. This will be very close.
Yeah, they're just playing smash mouth football right there, trying to just get it across. You know, we've seen Mayfield get stopped a time or two in short yardage situations. Boy, both teams, Pat, sky high. This is exciting, man.
It's huge.
God, I mean, the shivers and the chills that I got, my adrenaline's pumping. Just imagine what those kids are.
4th down and an inch. They are that close to a 1st down. Wow.
You know, the tail of this game is going to have a lot to do with that offense and defensive lines for both teams. Who's going to control the line of scrimmage? And right now, I mean, what's Coach Bradley going to do? Early on, go for it.
Huge play. He hasn't sent the punt team on yet. It's Ray Aldenete still in there. And the Trojans are going to go for it. 10:38 to play here in the 1st quarter. 4th down and inches. at the 35-yard line. Trojans are going to go for it. Opening possession of the football game. This is huge. See if they try and draw them off. Everybody in tight. Let's see. Alderete keeps. I think he's got the first down. So our first big play comes up rosy for the Trojans. They take a gamble in their own territory, and they get the first down.
You know, they got 3rd and an inch, and they got that big offensive line. They can get underneath the pads, and just about anybody should be able to get that. Ray's got good strength. Leg drive, he just kept his feet driving to power over for that first down.
First down for the Mayfield Trojans at the 35-yard line. Mayfield, of course, led in rushing by Nathan Martinez, who wears number 24. Nathan, just a junior, 5'11", 160 pounds. Everybody in tight for the Trojans again. The give this time is the fullback. It's Elliott, is tripped at the line of scrimmage before he could get the feet going, or somebody got him at the line. Or was that Martinez on the carry?
That was Martinez running the daylight package right there, and he almost he tripped, I believe, getting up to the line of scrimmage. Yeah, Coach Potter's been talking about that. He knows these plays, and something he said that rings true. He knows all the plays, but you just got to stop it.
That's right. So 2nd down and 8 for the Trojans here. Opening possession of the football game. Alderete, play action. In some trouble. Down he goes. Lost his footing. Alex Petermeyer providing some pressure. Manny Armandatis in there as well. And quarterback sack.
Jim Miller, defensive coordinator for Las Cruces High School. Outstanding job sending Petermeyer in a 2nd and long situation. And he put that pressure on there. Of course, Ray slipped, but, I mean, Petermeyer's coming, breathing down his neck.
It's a loss of 11 yards on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 19 for the Trojans at their own 26-yard line. They send Nick Rios out to the right and look for him to throw it to him. He's their leading receiver this season. Here he comes. Tries to come back now. He'll curl to the inside. Sure enough, they throw it to him. The ball is knocked away, and the Bulldogs have forced another 4th down situation.
Great. This play started out outstanding. Great protection out of the Mayfield offense. They only sent 4 defenders, the 4 down linemen, but the linebackers are picking up the crossing routes and taking away the routes and forcing that high throw like that. Big defensive stand by the Dogs right now.
Oftentimes, special teams decide big games like this. We'll see. Our second look at special teams here is Joshua Gomez steps up to punt the football. The senior wears number 95, big tight end and defensive end for the Trojans. Back deep, Sam Cruz and James Ewing. Cruz calls for a fair catch, kneels on it at the 45-yard line, so no problems there. With 8:35 to play in the first quarter, it's the Mayfield Trojans and Las Cruces Bulldogs. Bulldogs go on offense now. Let's take a look at their offensive players. The center's Joel Engel, wears number 78. The guards, 57, Eric Davis, 52, Jerry Castro. The tackles, number 62, Michael Shafter, number 79, Rick Chavez. Tight ends, splitting time, Alex Petermeyer, 88, and number 90, Nick Huffmeyer. We'll get the backfield for you right after this play, and the Trojan defense as well. It's 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Good field position at their own 45-yard line. Johnny Franco starts at quarterback. Play action. They want to throw on 1st down. Slings it out to Petermeyer. Petermeyer tackled in the open field. Nice open field tackle out there by Kermit Okamura and Nathan Martinez. They held him to a short gain. The quarterback, the starters, Johnny Franco wears number 18. You'll also see plenty of Manny Armandatis in there, wears number 17. Tailback Oscar Otapez, 1,100 yards rushing this season. He's a senior. The split end, Sam Cruz we'll see, wears number 10. Willie Soltero we'll see, wears number 28. Patrick Johnson's in there right now. He wears number 11. A completion of 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 6 at the 49-yard line for the Las Cruces Bulldogs. Dogs are 10-0. There's Oropesa, spins out of a tackle. Nick Rios brings him down in Trojan territory at the 49-yard line.
First 2 plays the Dogs run, very interesting. Running a bootleg action, essentially a naked bootleg, throwing it to Petermeyer, picks up a few yards. Now they jump in the I formation. That was their bread and butter last year, and we haven't seen very much of the I, and just runs a simple lead right into the teeth of the Mayfield defense. Interesting how Kirk Potter's strategy here offensively.
Set that Trojan defense for you after this play. Franco wants to throw. Short drop, fired to the far side. That's Sam Cruz. He's wide open, and he's got a Bulldog 1st down inside the 35-yard line down to about the 33. Big play for the Dogs. They pick up the 1st down. Their initial 1st down of the football game.
Great pass protection out of the Dogs, driving the cornerback off for Mayfield. Boom, right there for the 1st down.
Trojan defense led by the nose tackle, H.B. Garcia. He wears number 40. The tackles are Robert Igueta, number 75. 79 is James Wilmoth. Defensive ends, 95, Joshua Gomez. 32, Manny Aguilar. The inside linebackers, 44 is Shane Elliott. Number 48 is Adrian Abadaka. The cornerbacks will get them for you in just a second. There is the quarterback Franco on the quarterback sneak. That, by the way, a 17-yard completion to Sam Cruz for that first down. And the rest of that secondary for the Trojans, the corners, Carlos Silva wears number 18, Nathan Martinez, 24. The strong safety, 27, Kermit Okamura, he's a good one. And Nick Rios, of course, has come on. He wears number 17. Gain up to the 28-yard lines, pick up a 4. It'll be second down and 6 for Las Cruces High School. The give, what a pesa. He's got Joshua Gomez wrapped around his back. He might have got a yard, but I doubt that. Good play by Joshua, getting into the backfield quickly.
They're trying to run that stretch play or the bounce play, and Josh Gomez is right there. I mean, he had nowhere to run but try and get it right up the middle. 1st and 10, interesting, when the formation by Las Cruces High School forced Mayfield to vacate the middle with the middle linebacker. That's why Johnny Franco went ahead and ran that quarterback sneak.
About midway through the first quarter, we are scoreless. This is Las Cruces High School's first possession. Franco wants to throw on play action. Steps up, look out. Joshua Gomez can't hang on to it. The football is loose. Who's got it? What a pesa falls on it for the Bulldogs. There we go. Flags in the backfield. Let's see what the call is. Might be a face mask, might be a hold. We will see. Wow.
Well, Oscar Orpeza, he's got it. I don't know if he was trying to chip or what, but he has got to stop the defender because he just kind of ducked and the defender went right into Franco's face. Great job out of Johnny. Penalty seems to be against Mayfield.
Yeah, I thought it might be a face mask. As Franco shook off Gomez, took off up the middle, then lost the football.
And it was recovered by the Dogs. Pat, what did we say at the opening? Well, look at the penalty flags right off the first drive. Las Cruces High face mask. Man, this is setting them up just sweet. And notice how the Dogs have been able to run the ball a little bit inside. They're mixing up well. They got passes, short passes to the outside. Right now, the momentum is definitely in the Dogs' favor.
Franco got 6 yards. Close to a first down, but the face mask gives them a 1st and 10. 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line. So the 10-yard penalty on the face mask against the Mayfield Trojans. First down, number 2 for the Dogs on this drive.
Once again, lining up in the eye with Nick Huffmeyer at fullback.
Option, far side, that's James Ewing. Ewing, touchdown! Las Cruces High School takes the early lead. James Ewing from 11 yards out.
Now that's a play that Coach Potter has been wanting to run all year, and he always says, man, why don't I run the option more? And so he definitely had it in his game plan that he was going to do that. Interesting, running it out of the eye. I mean, super job. James Ewing has come on, and what a running back. He's got nice strength, good blocking, well executed.
The emergence of James Ewing has allowed them to pretty much take Manny out of the tailback spot. Use him exclusively at quarterback and defensive end. Patrick Johnson's extra point is no good. Dogs have had problems with that, but they're on the board. James Ewing crashes over from the 11-yard line. Las Cruces up 6-0, 5:53 to play in the first quarter.
Grandy asked, do you have a double extra large appetite?
And good fun.
5:53 to play in the first quarter. The Dogs to kick it off to the Trojans. Patrick Johnson does the booting, sends it down the field into the hands of Nathan Martinez, fields it at his 7-yard line. Up the field he comes. Nice move at the 20, up to the 29-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Mayfield at the 29. Let's go back to that touchdown once again. James Ewing is a lightning bolt on defense, and now he is on offense as well.
And you got to give Johnny Franco an awful lot of credit because he made that defensive end take him, the outside linebacker, so then he pitched it right at the very last, and James Ewing, man, he had a nose for the end zone, running due north, and that's what you got to have.
James Ewing's one of the toughest players in the state of New Mexico, I firmly believe. 1st and 10 Trojans at the 29-yard line. The give to the fullback. Hounds up the middle. That's Shane Elliott. Elliott's a good one as well. He's just a junior, and he's huge.
Yeah, he is. He's got a bright future ahead of him. What he's done for Mayfield's program this year. I mean, even as a sophomore, he did some outstanding things for them on their drive to their second state championship. But they're going to have to force the fullback if they're going to continue to run the option.
Elliott picks up 3 yards, gets it up to the 32-yard line. Martinez leaves the field. The only setback now is Elliott. They've got Okamura wide to left. Here he comes in motion to the near side now. They pitch to him. That's an interesting play. Okamura trying to get outside. Bulldog defense is quick to the sidelines. Nick Huffmeyer out there enforcing it was Sam Cruz at the corner spot.
I'm not sure who got the block. It might have been Elliott on James Ewing, pinning him to the inside, and that's what enabled him to get that extra yardage. But man, oh man, talk about the quickness of the Las Cruces High School defense stringing that out. And Ewing, had he been able to get outside, that play would have been stopped a lot sooner.
Pickup of 3 yards for Kermit Okamura up to the 35-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 4 here for the Trojans. Trojans are 0 for 2 trying to convert 3rd down situations. Rios wide to the left. The give, Martinez stopped right at the line of scrimmage. You know, he stepped out of 1 tackle, but there was 2 more waiting for him.
James Ewing stepped up and put that daylight, stopped it dead. He's like a brick wall. If you notice, a little bit of a change-up for Las Cruces High School. They got those 3 linebackers stacked. It's almost like a 5-3, and what their defensive line's able to do, Pat, is they're keeping the offensive linemen off of those linebackers. That's when Ewing can step up, Petermark can go side to side, and man, I mean, it's really paying off so far.
Las Cruces defense has been, to say the least, thus far unforgiving. Joshua Gomez back to punt again for the Trojans. His 2nd effort of the evening. He'll be punting to Ewing and Cruz, who are both standing about their 32-yard line. Gomez, nice kick, high and deep. Ewing calls for a fair catch. Kind of surprises me at the 28-yard line. So that's where the Bulldogs will have the football. We'll take a break with 3:36 to play. Dogs up 6-0.
Grandy's, we've got your taste.
Possession. Manny wants to throw. He's in trouble. James Wilmot all over it. And both quarterbacks we've seen now slip into quarterback sacks.
Yeah, and you know, when we were out there before the game and the field looked like it was in pretty good shape. Maybe some moisture's gotten down there, or maybe some extra spray paint. Who knows? But Wilmoth was all over it. I mean, he's forcing that and making him, and Robert Higuera doing a good job putting the pressure on.
Loss of 10 yards on the play for Manny Armendariz. Back to the 18-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 20. For Las Cruces High School. Dogs leading it by a score of 6-0 in front of a packed house at Aggie Memorial Stadium. Armendariz play action. Under some pressure. Down he goes. H.B. Garcia's all over him after the early pressure.
Robert Higuera with that early pressure.
Higuera, right.
Right up the gut.
Back at the 12-yard line, he lost 6. Back-to-back quarterback sacks. 3rd down, 26.
You know, field position has been in favor of the Dogs the early part of this game, and right now it could swing to Mayfield in a hurry unless the Dogs can come up with a big play.
So 3rd down and 26, or as we say in Indiana, half an acre for the Bulldogs. Passing situation. Armendariz is going to give it to Oropesa. Oropesa goes nowhere. Higuera's in there. Wilmoth is in there. Elliott finishes him off.
James Wilmoth, what a good stop that was. He wasn't influenced at all. I don't know what they were trying to do with their scheme blocking-wise on that. But Wilmoth made a big tackle because there was a hole. The linebackers had vacated. He might have been gone, but good stop by Wilmoth.
Well, neither team has run the ball well at all thus far this evening. Bulldogs to punt for the first time, and Manny Armendariz is 3 yards deep in his own end zone. Martinez stands at his 48-yard line for the Trojans. Armendariz gets it off, line drive, sends Martinez back to his own 44. Coming to the near side. He's not going to get around Cruz. Cruz drops him at the 47. Good coverage there by the Las Cruces High School punt coverage team. And a great punt from Manny Armendariz.
Excellent job. We almost saw a major wreck by 2 of the biggest players in this game. Kermit Nakamura had the beat on James Ewing.
That would have been a blast.
James slid. Kermit went butt over tea kettle, or, you know, and
we would have heard that one from up here.
Man.
I believe Oñate and Gaston would have heard that one down in Anthony in the middle of a play.
They said, is that another meteor coming down here or what?
Mayfield football, 1st and 10 at their own 46-yard line. This is their best field position of the night to start out a drive. They held it at the quarterback spot. He's 0 for 1 throwing. Option, far side. He will keep. Gets around the corner. Armandatis with a hold of him, but he gets up to midfield, picks up 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 6 at the midfield stripe.
Running the daylight option that time and trying to freeze those linebackers because they have been so effective for Cruces High, going up and down laterally down the line of scrimmage. And they picked up a good chunk of change right there.
Trojans have picked up on 1 first down. They had to convert a 4th down and an inch situation to pull that one off. They'll spot it at the 49, so it's a pickup of only 3 for Alderete. He's carried 4 times now for 0 yards. Motion to the far side is Aguilar. The only setback is Elliott. Quick slant, almost picked up. James Ewing was almost headed for the house.
What a great job. I mean, that's
Good
just
read.
a quick throw, turn back, and he jumped right in that passing lane. He knew he was going to come back with that. Holy cows, he's wearing his gloves too. James.
We've given him a hard time this season about hanging on to the football, and I'm sure he's giving himself a hard time as we speak, because that one was 6. I mean 6. Did I tell you that was 6?
That was 6.
All right. So 3rd down and 7 here for the Trojans. They're 0 for 3 trying to convert 3rd down situations. Clock stops on the incomplete pass. 45 seconds to play. First quarter. Dogs lead it 6-0. Alderete wants to throw. Rolls to the near side. Firing downfield for Rios, over his head, incomplete. Huffmeyer putting the pressure on Alderete. 4th down and 7.
Huffmeyer coming from the backside. I mean, Alderete is one cool cucumber, but you got to feel that redhead breathing down your neck on that. And I mean, that was very good coverage too defensively. I mean, he had to put that right on the money, and when you're throwing on the run, it's going to drift off a little high into the right, and that's what happened.
Kind of like my spare ball in bowling.
High into the right. Look at this crowd, Patty Mac. This is
huge.
beautiful. This is what it's all about.
It's officially a throng. Joshua Gomez to punt for the 3rd time here in the first quarter. Gets this one high, but short, fielded by Ewing at his 20. He's dropped the football. Who's got it? The Dogs recover, and lucky for them. That could have been disastrous with 30 seconds to play here in this first quarter. The Dogs get a break there.
Mayfield has done an outstanding job on punt coverage. I mean,
Yes.
they've punted more this game than
Yes.
we've seen in the last 4 or 5, it seems. Anyways, they're doing a great job in coverage. I would have assumed he would have went for a fair catch, because there's no way a wall's getting set up. All they're looking at is green and gold coming out.
Yep. So 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line for Las Cruces High School. The Dogs, more success throwing than running so far. Option. Franco cuts back right into the teeth of Shane Elliott. Also in the play, number 67, Chris Valdez. For the Trojans, they stuffed him.
That was a slobber knocker. Pretty interesting. I think the timing was messed up for Johnny a little bit, running that option this way. If he'd have came with it, he might have been able to get something, because when he turned back, man, the pursuit angles of the Mayfield defense, boom, right in his face.
They're not going to get this play off, I don't believe. 2-1-0. That's the end of the first quarter of play. It's been a good one. Las Cruces High School leads after 1 by a score of 6-0. Back after this, you're watching the high school game of the week.
Media Services.
Facing a 2nd and 9 situation. Pass knocked down at the line of scrimmage and incomplete from Franco. It'll be 3rd down and 9 now at the 23.
Josh Gomez doing a real good job. He's trying to get that to Cruz over there on the sideline. It would have been a big pickup, but he got that big old Trojan arm up there and obliterated that pass.
First quarter statistics. Mayfield 1 first down, Cruces 3. Mayfield 10 yards of rushing. Las Cruces 8. Mayfield's 0 for 3 throwing. Cruces 2 for 2 for 21 yards. 10 yards total offense for Mayfield in that first quarter. 29 for the Dogs. Possession time 6:18 for Cruces, 5:42 for the Dogs. Armandatis wants to go deep, looking for Cruz. Incomplete. He had some pressure. He was banged to the turf after he threw that.
Yeah, he was rushed a little bit because he had his choice, actually. If he could have gotten the ball up a little bit, let Petermeyer or Cruz run underneath it, but he threw that on the line. And, I mean, there was no way that thing was going to get caught. Good pressure out of the Mayfield defense.
So the Trojans have forced a punt from Las Cruces High School, and the defenses for both teams, obviously, as you were listening to the stats, have been very good. 29 yards of offense for Cruces, just 10 for the Trojans. Armandatis to punt, line drive, and Martinez drops it. Actually, that's Okamura at his 36, but picks it up, heads it upfield. He's flipped upside down by Patrick Johnson, but he gets a good return up to the 46-yard line, where Las Cruces High School will go back on defense.
And this really isn't bad field position for Mayfield so far they've had tonight. I mean, starting out on their own 45-yard line, that's pretty good. Jimmy Franco, Kermit Nakamura ran right through him, making that arm tackle. And Jimmy don't usually do that. Special teams, man, field position.
1st and 10, 45-yard line for the Mayfield Trojans. They send trips out to the right, 3 receivers. Rios, Aguilar, and Okamura. Here's a little hitch pass. Okamura heads straight upfield. He's finally knocked down by Cruz and Petermeyer before he gets to midfield. Interesting play there.
Pat, I am totally shocked. I am almost speechless. I have never seen Coach Bradley run that stack look out there.
Kidding.
They got 3 receivers stacked out there, and he just turned and threw it. I mean, it picked up 4 yards. Once again, shows you the quickness of the Cruces High defense, getting over there and making that stop. They didn't panic. They just said, hey, just hustle over and make the tackle. But Coach Bradley, have you ever seen him do anything like that?
No.
That's Mondo Bizarro. Nothing personal, Coach Bradley. We just haven't seen anything like that.
Trojans, their first complete pass of the game for 4 yards, 2nd down and 6. Here comes Alderete. Cuts it up. Armendariz has a hold of his leg, stops him at the 49 of the Bulldogs. And again, good Bulldog defense, held him to 2 yards. Looked like there might have been a little hole there, but it closed quickly.
He made a good choice. He was running that daylight option again, but this time he just decided to take it. The quickness of Manny Armendariz is really something. Chasing him down from behind to make that tackle. Ray's got to turn it on. If he slows down and hesitates and Manny's free, he's going to catch him.
Great to see a lot of the Trojan football players from the past couple of state championships on the field. They recognized them before the game.
Yeah, that was really good seeing
Neat
those
to
kids.
see.
There's some great kids on those teams. Great young men, excuse me, guys.
3rd down and about 5 here for the Trojans. Alderete wants to throw. Deep roll to his right side, steps up, in trouble. Down he goes. Huffmeyer forced him inside where Ditmore was waiting for him, as well as number 32 out there, Asa Allen.
Big play. My goodness. You know, and you got to give credit. I mean, that's a coverage sack if you want to talk about that, using the term the NFL guys use, because he had nowhere to throw it. He stops up. Huffmeyer doing a great job keeping that outside contained, and boom, here comes the cavalry. Ditmore and Davis, outstanding job.
4th down and 19 for the Trojans. They're 0 for 5 on 3rd down plays. Football's back at the 37. They lost 14 on that play. Ball bounces to Gomez, but he gets a decent kickoff. Ewing fields it at his 35. Heads upfield. Couple of shots, still moving. Gets a good return to the 44, so the Dogs turn that field position thing around again.
And right now they're back in their own 45-yard line. James Ewing, man, I mean, not only is he tough, he's got an awful lot of guts. I don't know if I'd be catching those balls. I don't know if all these 20, God, there's got to be, Pat, there's 23,000 people.
I think so. 9:36 to play here in the 2nd quarter. Dogs leading it by a score of 6-0. They're on offense at the 44-yard line, their own 44. Quarterback is Franco. He's gone most of the way on offense. Flips it out for Soltero. Soltero's open. He's got a 1st down in Trojan territory. Boy, it feels like it's been forever since we've seen a 1st down.
It does.
And we got one there.
Very interesting, Pat. I'm focused on the line that time. Joel Engel, great matchup, him and H.B. Garcia. And what they did was they turned back block, and H.B., he was released. He got that ball off right before H.B. got there. And I know H.B.'s got to be frustrated as all get out. Now they're lining up in the eye. We've seen him run a lead and option twice out of this.
Willie Soltero's had a good season. That's his 17th catch of the year. Franco wants to throw on 1st and 10. He's got big Nick Huffmeyer. Huffmeyer running over people. He gets down to about the 32-yard line. Maybe another Trojan, or rather Bulldog 1st down, I should say.
I think he might have went out right in front of it. Nick Huffmeyer's playing fullback. Right then, it looks like he's coming off the lead. It's a play-action pass. Nick Huffmeyer chips the defensive end, just rolls out into the flat. Boom, it's just throw and catch in a situation like that. They're doing things that Mayfield certainly didn't expect. And I'm sure that right now Mike Bradley's saying, hey, what are we going to do to stop these guys? Nobody's been able to move the ball like this that we've seen on the Trojans.
It'll be 2nd and about 1 inch to the 32-yard line. Well, about 6 inches, actually. Good situation here for the Dog offense. See if they try and throw. Indeed, they will. They're going deep for Cruz. Cruz has a couple of steps.
Oh, my gosh.
What a catch! The game breaker, Sam Cruz. And a great throw from Johnny Franco.
Patty Mack, that is just unbelievable. He just reared back and he said, I'm going to throw this fade. Sam says, I'm going to run under it and catch it. Pretty good coverage, actually. I mean, he threw that high into the outside and just went right over the defender's shoulder. And, oh, what a catch to keep his feet in bounds.
With 8:34 to play here in the first half, the Dogs exploding for a 12-0 lead. They want a timeout. We'll take a breather, too. Dogs in control right now.
The Texas.
Bulldogs took a timeout to plan their two-point conversion attempt. They're up 12-0. They missed their first extra point. Armandatis in at quarterback. Got time, fires on the flat, up too high, too tall for Sam Cruz. But nonetheless, Cruz, lightning strikes for the Las Cruces Bulldogs. They lead it by a score of...
You pay for it. And this is what you get. For instance, Plymouth Voyager. You get a minivan that handles just like a car, with front-wheel drive, power rack and pinion steering, and a... This is what you pay for, and this is what you get.
See Baker Pete Chrysler Plymouth, 1601 North Main.
Where can you unwind after work, entertain the kiddies, relax after shopping, and enjoy good food? You can do it all at Orion's Tavern in the Mesilla Valley Mall. On Monday night, enjoy nachos and take $1 off any nacho order. Tuesday is beer-soaked bratwurst sandwiches with sauerkraut for only $4.95. Wednesday is fajita night, tender beef or juicy chicken for only $5.95. Orion's Tavern. Join us for good food, good friends, and good fun. Orion's Tavern in the Mesilla Valley Mall.
So Las Cruces High School leading this huge District 3 Quad A championship game by a score of 12-0. Kickoff fielded by Aguilar at his 7-yard line. He'll head upfield, across the 20, up to the 25, and that's about it. You know, what happened on that two-point conversion, Thunder Dan? Let's go back to that.
Well, they're running the bootleg, simple bootleg, one of their favorite plays. Manny sets up, and the receiver's wide open, but he kind of, it looked like he tried to touch it. He lofted it, and he threw it off his back foot, and it went high. And he's got to be able to throw off that front foot, bring it down a little bit, put a little zip on it.
That Bulldog scoring drive, by the way, 3 plays, 56 yards, consumed a minute and 2 seconds, put them up 12-0. First and 10, 26-yard line for the Mayfield Trojans. They've got to get something going on offense here. It's Alderete. He's up to the 30, knocked down at about the 32-yard line. And if somebody's going to get him juiced, it should be Alderete. He's kind of the spark plug of this offense. He's the trigger.
He really is. You know, they had everything covered, and they're running the option down the line. Alderete sees that opening. He goes ahead and takes it. What happened is Petermeyer and those guys, now they're overplaying the option. They're so concerned about the Trojans trying to get outside because that's their goal. Alderete slips right behind, underneath that Petermeyer, and the backside pursuit got it for the big gain for the Trojans.
13 carries, 4 yards right now for the Mayfield offense. And they've only got 4 yards throwing, so 8 yards of total offense from Mayfield thus far this evening. 7:40 to play, second period. Alderete with the keeper. He's got a lot of room. Ray Alderete into the open field. That'll boost the offensive numbers. Ray Alderete goes 68 yards. The Trojans are back in it.
They run the exact same play, Pat, that they've run previous to the right, and then Coach Bradley's known for coming back to the left. This time they have everybody sealed off. They kick it out. I think it was a keep all the way. There was no option. The key was to make sure that they got the linebacker sealed off, and Ray didn't hesitate. He saw that opening. He took it. Man, he's got a lot more speed than I thought he did. He turned it on. But you can see where that happens when a defense plays up close. Coach Prater said 8 men in the box. When you get by those 8 men, you're going.
Well, indeed he did. 68 yards and a Trojan touchdown. Jesse Cutbirth on to attempt the extra point. Cutbirth's been pretty solid all season long on extra points. He nails this one. Trojans fighting for their lives. Come up with a big play. We'll break it down for you right after this timeout. Half minutes to play in the first half. Trojans strike back. Line drive shot. It's going to go into the end zone and then roll out of the end zone. So Trojans with a little momentum. This is what caused it. 68-yard touchdown run from Ray Alderete.
he's running the option, coming down the line, and this time when he sees that opening, the key to the whole thing is the linebackers, everybody was sealed off. He had the perfect running lane. Of course, everybody's forced up the secondary for Cruces High to stop the run, but when you get it sealed off, all you need is a chip block, and he just turned his jets on and he was gone.
First and 10 at the 20-yard line for the Las Cruces Bulldogs. Benny Armendariz steps up to the quarterback spot. His sole setback, Oscar Oropesa. That's Huffmeyer in motion to the near side. Dogs might have had some motion, but apparently just a shift. Armendariz wants to go deep. Well over the head of Sam Cruz. Best shot at it from Nathan Martinez, but overthrew that one. Manny, I think, a little jacked up.
Yeah, he really is. He's got to get his passes down. I mean, he's going to find the opening. Receivers will get there. Fairly decent job pass protection. You know, I thought for sure there was illegal procedure right there.
I did too. I really did.
And I guess they called it a shift to the officials.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what they did, but it certainly threw everything out of sync for the Dogs.
So just 2 first downs for the Trojans this evening thus far. One of them that touchdown run. Second down and 20 here for Las Cruces. Armendariz is 0 for 2 throwing. Franco's 5 for 6. Armendariz wants to throw again, trying to set the screen up. Flips it out to the left side. Petermeyer, it's a tight end screen. Shakes one tackle, but Trojan defenders all over the place. Drop him for a big loss. Sniffed out by Wilmoth and the gang on the defensive line.
You know, and the sad thing, I hate to say, Rick Chavis, one of the best offensive linemen in the state, he's out there. He's the sole protector for Petermeyer on that throwback screen, and he doesn't make the block. And boom, Petermeyer gets nailed for a big loss.
So they lose 4 on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 14 for Las Cruces. And the Trojan defense stiffens up here. 3rd down and 14. Armendariz, play action, fires over the middle. Actually to the left side. Thought he was looking for Petermeyer, but he goes to Soltero instead. Soltero's got a first down at the 39-yard line.
That's the second time. I mean, Petermeyer's open just as well. In fact, he might be a better target because he's beat. If he can loft it up and get Petermeyer deep, they're going to get something. Soltero running a great route, just coming across. Boy, I mean, he knew where the yardsticks were. He knew where he threw it. And if you notice, Manny's throwing technique was much better.
Much better. Put it right on the spot. Gain of 24 yards on the play and a first down for Las Cruces. Soltero's second catch of the game. Dogs take their second time out of the first half. We'll take a breather too. 6:04 to play here in the first half. 12-7 in favor of the Bulldogs.
This is Flora, and this is her flower shop. This is Flora's Flower Shop on cable TV. These are the people who saw Flora's shop on TV. And this is Flora's shop blossoming, which actually makes this the beginning, not the end, of a very beautiful story. Cable advertising. It's easy, it's affordable, it works. TCI Media Services. Get your ads worth.
In its first year, the New Mexico Lottery has contributed over $29 million to New Mexico schools and students. Thanks to your support, schools in the state can get much-needed help with the construction of new facilities and the purchase of new equipment. And your support ensures that any New Mexico child can go to college with tuition on us. Every dollar you spend on the lottery is an investment in the future. You can make a difference. Thank you for playing.
In a recent newspaper poll, Burger Time was voted #1, and I would like to sincerely thank you. Hi, I'm Kevin McGrath. We have been serving Southwestern favorites for over 25 years. Breakfast burritos, fresh baked donuts, hamburgers the way you like them, hot red or green enchiladas, gorditas, combination plates. All food is prepared after you order. Make Burger Time your #1 stop for all your fast food needs. And remember, any time is Burger Time.
Where can you unwind after work, entertain the kiddies, relax after shopping, and enjoy good food? You can do it all at Orion's Tavern in the Mesilla Valley Mall. On Monday night, enjoy nachos and take $1 off any nacho order. Tuesday is beer-soaked bratwurst sandwiches with sauerkraut for only $4.95. Wednesday is fajita night, tender beef or juicy chicken for only $5.95. Orion's Tavern. Join us for good food, good friends, and good fun. Orion's Tavern in the Mesilla Valley Mall.
So the Bulldogs, unusual timeout there on first down. First and 10 at the 40. Broncos back in at quarterback. Play action, slings it out to Huffmeyer. Huffmeyer cuts inside Adrian Apodaca. There's a name we haven't called out tonight. Gets up to the 42. It's a gain of 2. It'll be second down and 8 at the 42-yard line.
Now, Huffmeyer ran that a little shallow. The last time they ran that out of the same formation, when he's chipping off that defensive end, they picked up almost a first down. That was almost 9.5-yard gain. He ran it a little shallower than I know Coach Potter would like for him to do.
Bulldogs with only 8 yards of rushing at this point have kind of abandoned the running game. Going to the passing game as well they should. Broncos 6 out of 7 for 79 yards. Armandadas 2 for 4 for 24 yards. Combined, 8 for 11 for 103. That's excellent.
Josh Gomez talking to the official over there. Somebody thrown something on the field.
That's not good.
Let's hope that has it.
Well, when you get 23,500 people in here, anything can happen.
23.5. There's 25. If my name's not Thunder Dan.
They're still coming in, you know.
Yep.
This is awesome. So, second down, 8. There's Oropesa. First time he's broken free. He's close to the 48-yard line before he's dropped, as Okamura runs him out of bounds. But that's the first time Oscar Oropesa has seen any kind of grass in front of him without Trojans in front of it.
Well, they've used Oscar as the big decoy because they know he's the go-to guy in their running game, and that time that's all the action that comes off the bootleg, and so that time it looks like a sprint draw. Great job out of the offensive line opening it up. Oscar showing some strength. He picked those last 2 yards up by himself. Yak yards, we call those.
Third down and a long yard. Bulldogs at the 49-yard line of the Trojans. They've converted 2 of 4 third down opportunities this evening. Oropesa, cutback. Boom, he's nailed short of the first down. Somebody gave him a shot. I think it was Adrian Apodaca. Joshua Gomez on the tackle as well, but Apodaca, I think, was the one that nailed it.
I think it was Apodaca, and Kermit Nakamura was getting up too. Boy, that was a shot. He hesitated. And you can't hesitate when you need to get a first down.
He got a great spot out of that.
Holy cow, they stopped his forward progress. An inch.
They're not going to measure that?
Well,
ooh, I'd be asking for a measurement.
Let me
just
see
for
my
the heck
Thunder
of it.
eyes. Now, interesting.
Wow.
Coach Potter said, let's punt it away.
So Armandadas to punt it away with 3:59 to play here in the first half. Okamura the only return man deep. It's a short punt. Okamura comes up to field it on the run at the 20, spins out of a tackle, gets up to the 27-yard line. We'll take a timeout on the scoreboard. Las Cruces High leads the Trojans. Back to action. It's Nathan Martinez carrying on first down. Martinez doesn't find much room there. He gets it up to the 34-yard line. It's pickup of 2 yards, and Trojans still struggling on the ground, save for Alvarete's long touchdown run.
They ran the counter that time, and the Dogs doing a good job coming down the line. Asa Allen making that tackle. Only picked up 1.5 yards.
Actually, 29, not the 34-yard line, excuse me. Second down and 8 at the 29. Full house backfield. Alvarete keeps it on the option. Just nothing there. Nothing there. And there's no drive off the offensive line, if you notice, on that right side.
Very interesting. Well, what they're doing is they're stretching it out. And big old number 44, Dustin Ditmore, he makes the stick because now Ray's trying to look to get up the field, and now they're stringing them out. They're taking away all the running lanes. They're not sealing anything. Like you said, you can't stretch an option. You got to make it stop and create a wall. It's going to be inside or outside.
Well, he lost the 2 yards that Martinez picked up. It's third down and 10 now. Trojans have yet to convert on third down.
Both teams doing a good job substituting. Bobby Gonzalez in at nose guard, using his quickness in a passing situation.
Motion to the near side, that's Martinez. Alderete wants to throw, rolling to the near side. Fires, he's nailed as he throws. In and out of the hands of Rios. Sam Cruz all over him. on the coverage. Good defensive play, got his hands on it right as the ball arrived.
Manny Armendariz just lit up Ray Alderete right when he threw it. I mean, boom, he's fully extended, and Manny just lays him out. And good to see Ray jumped right up. What a tough quarterback. Almost a great catch. You know, hey, somebody that we need to talk about, point at punt return, Herman Nakamura, we see as James Ewing. I mean, they're the same type of player. Outstanding, fun to watch, and both great kids. Great young men, excuse me.
Speaking of Ewing, he's back deep with Sam Cruz to field the punt of Joshua Gomez, whose right leg is getting a workout this evening. 5th punt for the Trojans. Gomez, good kick. Cruz fields it at his 37. Coverage is there. Flags fly. Block, illegal block, or a face mask, one of the two.
Well, I think Alex Petermeyer saw three guys closing in, and he just kind of pushed a little bit. I'm not sure if that's what they're going to call.
We'll see what the call is. We'll take a little break. You're watching the high school game of the week on TCI 5. Fun dipping sauces. 15-yard penalty assessed against the Dogs. 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line. 2:04 to play here in the first half. Bronco just burst up the middle. Higuera's got a hold of his legs, but he does get good yardage up to the 33-yard line. He gained 6 on the sneak. That's the only play that worked for him last year.
That was their play last year, except I think he hesitated a little bit.
Yeah,
never
more of a draw.
Never underestimate the power of a quarterback sneak. Look at how many yards they pick up. 7 yards? Man alive. So what they're saying is you better keep one of them linebackers to the inside or I'm going to run it again. That's Johnny, very smart quarterback.
2nd down and 4. Oropesa with the football. He's got a hole. Bursts into the secondary. Brought down by Nick Rios. But he's got a 1st down at the 43-yard line. It's a pickup of 10 and a Bulldog 1st down.
That's that sprint draw we talked about, Pat. And they give it to him deep, and so he can find that running lane. One of the things that worked for Oscar that time, boom, he got the ball and he took off. He wasn't pitter-pattering. He had a couple of choices where to go, and there was a big hole up the middle.
1st down and 10 at the 43-yard line. Oropesa loosens up with a 10-yard run. He's got 18 yards in the game. Armendariz at the quarterback now. Wants to throw. He's got Cruz wide open. Cruz shakes one tackle, and now he's in the open field. He's dangerous. Rios finally drags him down, but Sam Cruz so far is having his way with Carlos Silva on the far side.
Oh, he definitely is. He's running such great routes. He's driving Carlos Silva off, and Carlos, take nothing away from him. He's an outstanding defensive back. We've seen him make some great plays. Manny Armendariz put the ball right on the money, and he's under some heat because Mike Bradley now is sending some people in a passing situation trying to create havoc back there, and Manny was cool as a cucumber.
Gain of 28 yards on the pass from Armendariz to Cruz. Manny wants to throw again. This time Soltero. Incomplete, just over the outstretched arms of Soltero, and they are really working over Carlos Silva out there.
You know, pretty close call. The Cruces High fans are calling for a pass interference, but I think they were both going for the ball. Boy, Manny had an awful lot of time. 1st and 10, great time to try and go for the downs because Mike Bradley's not going to send anybody. And that used not to be a style. He used to go ahead and send people on 1st down. This is such a joy to watch the offensive and defensive lines.
2nd down and 10 at the 29. Armendariz wants to throw again. Deep drops, got all day. Looking up in the middle for Johnson. Over his head. Johnson had Martinez beat. Just let him a little too much.
Well, one thing that's telling Mayfield right now is, hey, you better cover the receivers.
Oh, yeah.
You had better send linebackers, and as soon as they do that, they'll start throwing the short stuff behind it. I think of Manny, he had so much time if he'd have tucked it and ran to his left, which he used to do.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a lot of green out there.
So 3rd down and 10 for the Trojans. Whistles blow, and who wants a timeout? Coach Potter wants a timeout. Actually, the Trojans want a timeout. We'll take a breather, too. 37 seconds remains here in the first half. Back after this, Dogs by 5.
It's affordable. It worked.
10 here. Armendariz stumbles coming out of the blocks. He's hit as he throws and rocked. Incomplete. H.B. Garcia, Joshua Gomez, all over Manny.
He got nailed. I mean, he was bent over like a pretzel. And Huffmeyer was wide open. He stumbled back. I think that really had an awful lot to do with that. Oh, big field goal, Patty Mac.
Patrick Johnson setting his little tee down at the 36-yard line. It'll be a 46-yard attempt, unless it's a fake. Soltero will do the holding for the Dogs. Okamura's going to go deep just for the heck of it. Johnson, well short. Okamura's going to run it back. Fields it at about the 3. He's dropped at the 21 by Armendariz, who's heads-up play. But hey, Okamura showing some gameness there.
Absolutely, guy. That was an outstanding job. It would have come out to the 20, but he went ahead and took it. You can break those things.
Had a collision with Manny, got a half a yard out of it. To get it to the 20 and a half. Doesn't seem like such a great idea right now, but heck,
yeah,
you know, gotta give it a shot. 1st and 10 for the Trojans at the 21, with 24 seconds to play here in the first half. See if the Trojans take it in the house. Alderete. He scoots up to the 26-yard line, pick up 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and 5. And clock's rolling at 12 seconds. Trojans get to the line in a hurry. 6 seconds. 3 seconds. They get it off. Alderete. Last play of the half, heads up field, gets it to the 30, and that's it. Pick up a 4 for Alderete in the final play of the first half. It's been a good one. We haven't decided anything yet. 12-7 Las Cruces leads at the break. You're watching the high school.
Plymouth 16.
Cruces High School leading the Mayfield Trojans by a score of 12-7. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Patty Mac, the sports guy, alongside Thunder Dan, Sharon, and Thunder Dan. Everything we expected in front of 25,100 of our closest friends. It's been a great ball game. Obviously, the score dictates that 12-7. But you look at the statistics, you know, Las Cruces High, 162 yards of offense. Mayfield with 85 yards of offense, most of that on a 68-yard run. Statistic-wise, Las Cruces is dominating.
They certainly are, and they're dominating through the air. Something that we expected to happen earlier on, you know, before the game even started. So that's quite a surprise. And their ability to shut down Mayfield High's offense.
Amazing. In Trojans, just 2 first downs in the first half. One of those, a 4th down play. The other one, the 68-yard run.
Right, and it was right after you said Mayfield has 8 yards total offense, and then boom. You know, but they're being patient. And Alderete, you want to put the ball in the hot hands, you know, and he's got the hot hand. He's doing a great job feeling for that running lane, and he did a super job on that play.
Let's take a look at the first half scoring plays. First of all, James Ewing for Las Cruces High, 11 yards, like a lightning bolt.
Well, they're running the option. They jump into the eye, and they run the option out of it. Prior to that, they just run lead, and Johnny Franco does a really good job forcing the defender to take him when he pitches. James Ewing would not be denied.
7 plays, 55 yards on that drive. Las Cruces made it 12-0. They missed the extra point on the first one, missed the 2-point conversion on the second touchdown. Sam Cruz gets open 32 yards from Johnny Franco.
Once again, they line up in the I formation with Johnny Franco's been running the option because they had run it twice previous. He just jumps back, play action, and just launches it. Beautiful pass. Sam Cruz, good job adjustment on the ball, catching it for the 6.
3 plays, 56 yards, and a touchdown. 12-0 at this point, Las Cruces, and then finally 68-yard run, one we've been talking about, Ray Alderete.
And that's just a big play. I mean, so quick and so fast it can make the difference in a big ball game like this.
That's a look at the halftime highlights. It's 12-7 Las Cruces High School. If you're Mayfield, what are you thinking about? What are you doing to get back in this game?
Well, they've got to figure out a way to block the linebackers from Cruces High School. The time they did it, they were very successful in all the red they run it because their linebackers are making all the plays. I think Cruces High's made some great adjustments defensively and able to stop the running game.
As far as Las Cruces goes, they haven't run the ball that well, but they've thrown it extremely well. Keep throwing if you're Coach Potter?
Oh, absolutely, because we've seen in that last series prior to that extra, trying to field goal, is they have open receivers. They've just been a little high. And, you know, Mayfield, they're going to force them to put pressure on send linebackers. If that happens, expect a lot shorter routes, and they're going to try and pick them apart and then set up Oscar Orpeza.
I'll ask you a question I know the answer to already. You going to have any fun in the second half?
Woo-hoo, man, I'm having a blast. It's going to be hard to beat the first half.
Well, at halftime, it's 12-7 Las Cruces High School. We've got the second half kickoff right after this timeout.
TCI meets
play here at Aggie Memorial Stadium. 12-7 Las Cruces High School to begin the third quarter of play. And the scoreboard, it's close. Stats not so close. Bulldogs have been the better team thus far. The kickoff from Cuthbert sends Oropesa right to the goal line. Now they drop the football, trying the starburst. Franco picks it up. He maneuvers his way outside to the 20. Manny Aguilar finally drags him down at the 27-yard line, but that looked like a disaster, turned into a pretty good return. Good job by Franco to get something out of that.
Well, I think what happened is when he first received it, he's thinking, are they going to call a touchback? Because he was standing in the end zone, and of course the momentum takes him in there. No. So he goes out, and they're not set up for the starburst. Ooh, scary times for the Dogs.
Indeed. First and 10, 27-yard line for Las Cruces High School. Franco back out on the field at quarterback. He's 6 for 7 tonight. 79 yards on a touchdown. Armendariz, 3 for 8. 52 yards combined. They're 9 of 15. For 131 yards passing. Oropesa bounces off tackle, gets up to the 30-yard line. Pickup of 3. You think Coach Potter will try and establish that ground game here in the second half?
I don't know. I mean, you go with what's got you there and have the success. I think he's just throwing them something a little different. They're going to have to stop James Wilmoth coming back because they're trying to run that kick play, and Wilmoth just followed down the line of scrimmage and made that hit.
Got about 3 yards. Call it 2nd and 7 for Las Cruces. Armendariz wants to throw. Tries the right side. Somebody got a hand on it. Intended for Cruz. It's incomplete.
Yeah, you know, now the tendency in a game like this, a pressure situation, is for coaches is to become very conservative. And you don't want to do that. You want to continue on what you're doing, and certainly don't settle and just try not to lose the game. You want to win the game, score points, put it on the board, and I'm sure that's what Coach Potter's thinking.
Mayfield leads this series 18 wins to 11 for Las Cruces, 1 tie back in 1969. The summer of love. The fall of love. 3rd down and 7 here. Bulldogs, play action, short drop, fires out there for Cruz. Cruz was wide open, and Franco overthrew him, incomplete.
Yeah, there's been quite a few overthrown passes, of course not from Johnny, but from Manny. And that was a well set up play, running the flag or 7 route off the passing tree, we like to call it.
Okay.
Just to get technical, yeah.
Thank you. I'm guessing about 25,102 fans here.
I think you're close. You're right on it.
Dogs will have to punt it away. Armendariz stands at a 17, and Martinez will field this one. He's going to let it bounce at the 40. It'll take a Bulldog bounce. It'll roll inside the 30, and they'll down it at the 28-yard line. So Mayfield's first possession of the second half after they send the Dogs out, 3 downs and out with 10:53 to play here in the third period. Don't forget, at the end of this quarter, the fun cam, and gee, they've got 1 or 2 fans to choose from tonight, don't they?
Yeah, last week we were having to ask people to sit together so you could get a fun cam.
What a great season it's been. What a great run of 3 years we've had here. 2-time defending champion State Trojans, or 2-time defending champion Mayfield Trojans, against the Bulldogs, who are 10-0. Pitch, here comes Martinez. Got a lead block from Elliott. Somebody comes from backside. That's Petermeyer. He slows him up. The cavalry comes, and down he goes. Lost yardage. Looked like he had something set up there if he'd have kept coming to the outside.
That was the old Packer sweep, and I mean, if you just squint your eyes a little bit, you can see G's on the side of their helmet. But what happened is they're not sealing off those linebackers, and Petermeyer came through, boom, he stopped them. Then here comes Asa Allen, James Ewing, and Manny making that stop for a loss.
Martinez now 6 carries, 5 yards coming into this game. He was well over 1,000 yards rushing on the season. Excuse me, just 7:45. I'm thinking Oropesa on the other side. Through the middle. A gainer there up to about the 32. That was Okamura. Okamura picks up 5. It'll be 3rd down and 6.
You know, Nakamura, he's running that daylight play, one of his favorites, and Jimmy Franco tackled him with his stomach. Ooh, that had to hurt, because he's a bullet. He's a cannonball when he comes through there. He's just nothing but muscle. He drove him for those yards.
12-7 Las Cruces, 3rd quarter. 3rd down, 6 here. Sole set back behind Alderete is the fullback, Shane Elliott. Motion at the far side, short motion. Martinez with a handoff on the counter. He gets to the 35, but not much more. And the Trojans again failed to convert on third down. They're now 0 for 7 on third down conversions.
Boy, Jimmy Franco, what a great job he did. He's staying at home and he's not running all over the place. And he made that tackle because they're running a counter action and it looked like it opened up. But Jimmy's just staying home. He's not taking all the fakes. He's playing his reads, and boy, just a super job defensively right there for the Dogs.
Joshua Gomez will punt. He stands at his 21-yard line, again deep for the Trojans. Cruz and Ewing, both about the 31-yard line. Gomez gets a good snap. It's a high punt. Cruz flags down a fair catch at the 30-yard line. We'll take a break. 12-7 Bulldogs. 3 downs and out for both teams on their first possession.
Pete Chrysler Plymouth, 1601 North Main.
His head at the 35, bounces up to the 38-yard line. Good hard run from Oscar. So the Bulldogs, second possession of the back half. The give to Oropesa. He's got a little hold. Lowers his head at the 35, bounces up to the 38-yard line. Good hard run from Oscar Oropesa.
Kermit Nakamura coming up and making that tackle, and you don't want defensive backs making tackles on running backs. Just running an isolation right there, a lead with the fullback. He kicks out, creates a nice running lane. Oropesa hit it hard.
I'll tell you what, if you want anybody making a secondary tackle, you want it to be Kermit. Pretty sure tackler. Gain of 7 for Oropesa. It'll be second down and 3. Franco, play action, fires it out into the flat. That's Huffmeyer. He's got the catch and the first down. Dives toward midfield. They'll spot it at the 49, it looks like, but another first down for the Bulldog offense. Their 9th of the ball game.
That's the 3rd time they've run that play out of that I formation. Once again, Huffmeyer's chipping through on the defensive end because it's play action. It looks like the lead again, and he goes out. He's going to be wide open in the flat. He runs that deeper right past the chains, the sticks, to make sure he got the first down.
Got 13 yards, 3 catches now for Huffmeyer for 25 yards. Our leading receiver this evening, Sam Cruz, 3 catches for 77 yards this evening. So 1st and 10 at midfield. Backs in the eye, and one of them is Huffmeyer at the fullback spot. It's Oropesa with the football. Aguilar shakes off a lead blocker and brings him down. Now before he gets up to the 47-yard line of the Trojans.
Very interesting. Coach Potter sticking with that eye. You know, he kind of brought that out of, it was a metamorphosis because he put that away. Said, we're not going to see that eye. And he said, middle of the season, we need to bring that back. Been effective because certainly they haven't shown it. And Mayfield giving them a different look.
Just across the 47, it'll be second and a long 6 yards for the Dogs.
I'd expect an option coming out of it pretty quick.
About 7 minutes to play, third period. Dogs lead by 5. Franco's in trouble. Down he goes. H.B. Garcia's there, but James Wilmoth, the first one to hit the quarterback Franco. And Wilmoth, quick, strong, fast.
Last time the Dogs ran that option, Pat, almost the exact same thing happened. Johnny, instead of coming down the line, he stops and wants to cut back. Just like we said about Oñate, because they're an option team. You've got to keep coming down the line of scrimmage. You know what that's from? Not repping it enough in practice and giving that confidence to the quarterback.
Third down at about 10 and a half. Ball just shy of the midfield stripe now as the Trojan defense stiffens. Manny Armendariz comes in at the quarterback spot. He's got Cruz wide to the right. Armendariz to throw. Look out for H.B. Garcia. Gets away from him. Patrick Johnson can't hang on. Takes a shot just for the heck of it from Nick Rios. Good throw, though. He should have caught that.
That was a good throw. I'm still bewildered a little bit why Manny doesn't go ahead and just run the ball when he gets out there, but man, he had good pressure on him.
Yeah, H.B. Garcia was screaming up the middle. Just a little sidestep got around him. Able to throw the pass, and if he'd have caught it, all he had to do was lean forward for the first down.
Right.
As it stands, they'll have to punt it away. Armendariz at his own 37. The deep back is Martinez. Short punt, bounces, takes a Cruces bounce. Should have run up and fair caught that. It's inside the 10, down at about the 8. We'll take a break, 12-7. Las Cruces, 6:08 to play, third period. and dipping sauces. All for just food from Grandy's. Well, 1st and 10 at the 9-yard line for the Mayfield Trojans. Alderete with a keeper, finds a little crease there, gets it up to the 15, picks up 6 yards. It'll be 2nd and 4 at the 15.
Needless to say, Alderete's been the Mayfield offense.
Yes, he has.
That time they got a real good push off the line of scrimmage, and they were able to back up the defense, and they can seal each other off. One guy can actually block a defensive lineman back, and that'll cut off a linebacker, and that's what you see happening in a situation like that. And man, with the Trojans, here we go, Pat, field position all over again.
Yep. Trojans have 98 yards of total offense, 75 of that Alderete on the ground, 68 of that in one play. 2nd down and 4 here at the 15. Trojans in desperate need of some offense. The give, Martinez dives forward, might have got a couple. Tried to hit him quick there, and he got it up to the 17-yard line. Going to be a couple of yards shy of the 1st down.
They're running that daylight play, and I tell you, the defense for Las Cruces is well versed. You can tell they've repped that many, many times. You might expect a daylight option this time, because that really does have a tendency to freeze the linebackers. They ran that earlier in the game, and it was quite a bit of success to help them move the chains.
So 3rd down and 2 here. Big play for the Trojans, field position-wise and momentum-wise. Coming to the near side, it's Alderete and the keeper. Trying to get outside, he does. 20, 25 to the 30 before he stumbles and falls out of bounds. Finally chasing him out there is number 5, Gabe Hernandez. But a 1st down run for Ray Alderete is kind of taking his team on his shoulders right now.
That was a big run, and the big block that came out of that was Nathan Martinez doing a good job on James Ewing, who's going inside out. When you're able to hook that outside defender, then you can pick up some yards.
He picked up 18 of them. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. They just announced your lights are on, Thunderdad. Good luck. I'll give you a jump after the game. How's that?
Thank you.
Keep you hanging around here. Narvaez in the backfield for the Trojans. He's got the football, fighting his way forward all the way up to the 39. Good second effort there from Narvaez. Ray Narvaez, we haven't seen him carry it tonight. Wears number 45, 5'10", 165-pound junior.
He bobbled that a little bit. Very interesting. The offensive line splits from Mayfield. They were toe-to-toe. I mean, they're just going to try and get underneath the Cruces High defensive line and push him back. When you're toe-to-toe, man, you're saying a lot.
2nd down and 6. Again, it's Narvaez, the only setback behind Alderete. Giving Shane Elliott a little breather. Alderete keeps. Not going to get outside of Alex Petermeyer. Petermeyer drops him in his backfield at about the 37-yard line, loss of a couple.
Now that time what Mayfield's trying to do, they were toe-to-toe, everybody except the play side offensive tackle. He had a little bit of a stretch. They're trying to give him a good angle to try and get up and seal that linebacker. Alex Petermeyer would have none of that. Big play defensively for the Dogs again.
You got to think somewhere up there, Stan Petermeyer is looking down on his son and very proud.
Oh, absolutely. He's here.
Very proud. He's the one that put us over 25,000 in attendance. So 3rd down and 8 here at the 37. Of course, former legendary coach of the Bulldogs. Okamura to Joshua Gomez. Halfback pass. Gomez inside the 10-yard line. Little trickery and a big play for the Trojans. They're pumped.
Oh, you could not have called that at a better time. So opportune. I mean, it's 3rd and long. It fooled just about everybody. As soon as he pitched it back to Kermit, though, he took a step back, and I looked down, and boom, it was going to be, I thought it was going to be 6. Great job. Touchdown, save, and tackle.
Gain of 55 yards of the pass from Kermit Okamura to Joshua Gomez. Trojans, their 4th first down of the game, their 2nd one of this drive. This drive started at their own 9. It's now at the Bulldogs' 8-yard line, and the complexion of this game changes considerably. Less than 3 minutes to play. 3rd quarter, 12-7 Las Cruces. Option. Alderete. He's got a lane. He's got a touchdown. The Trojans take the lead. 13-12, pending the extra point. Oh, 2-time champions don't go down easy, do they?
No, they certainly don't. They're not going to be denied. Alderete just running the option, and he's the man that's been the offense. Take away that big play, the halfback pass. That's all they've had, but it's been effective. You get down that close to the end zone. That was a great call in that situation.
Jesse Cutbirth on to try the extra point. Trojans leading 13-12. 2:52 to play in this 3rd period. Cuthbert. Kick is up and good. 14-12. The Mayfield Trojans have seized the lead. So Aggie Memorial Stadium erupts on the near side as the Mayfield Trojans.
A flow and emotion. Man, we said that put your seatbelt on. It's going to be a heck of a game.
Cuthbert to do the kicking for the Trojans, as they have picked up the spirits of their big home crowd here. Kickoff sends Oropesa into his end zone. Touchback. Bulldogs will have it 1st and 10 at their 20-yard line. So Trojan fans celebrate this. A big reason why is Kermit Okamura shows some more skills.
Well, it's 3rd and long, and they're running the power sweep, and it's something that they had done earlier on in this drive. They toss it back in the bottom of the corner of my eye. I see Joshua Gomez take off, and when that happens, something is, rotten in Denmark. And then here goes Kermit. As soon as he gets the ball, he kind of brings it up to his chest, and you know he's going to throw it. Nice pass.
Bulldogs have been hit with a personal foul. That's going to send it back to the 10. Boy, you can't afford those kind of penalties, especially after that drive of Mayfield. Now, the field position war is being won by the Trojans. Just a scant 3-4 minutes ago was being won by the Dogs. That scoring drive, 7 plays, 91 yards, consumed 3 minutes and 16 seconds. And with 2:52 to play in the 3rd period, it's 14-12 Trojans. Bulldog football at their own 10-yard line after the penalty. Only the 2nd time the Bulldogs have been penalized this evening. Franco, the pitch to Oropesa to the far side. It's a couple of blocks, but he's dropped at the 13-yard line. Pickup of 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7 for Las Cruces.
There's nothing wrong with running that option just the way they're doing it, and then somebody's going to miss on Franco, and he's going to be able to turn it up. But right now, Las Cruces High has got to reestablish themselves offensively, because like momentum, and we've seen Mayfield so many times fight back, and they wear people down in the 4th quarter, and that's when they're the strongest.
Got a good rotation on that defensive line. They are in shape. Oropesa shakes off Garcia's tackle, fights forward to the 15. But Garcia getting the penetration. Apodaca in the backfield as well.
HB is, you turn him loose. When you snap the ball, HB Garcia is turned loose. He's just a madman. He's going to get through there, create penetration, distortion, and wreak havoc on the offense.
Otopesa's carried now 10 times for 33 yards. 3rd down and 5 here. Manny Armandanis back in at the quarterback spot. Look for the Dogs to throw the football. See if the Trojans come after him. Manny lost the football. Apodaca's all over him. Down he goes at the 6-yard line. Quarterback sack. That one was in trouble from the beginning.
He came out, he stumbled, dropped the ball, and then Oropesa standing like, what do you want me to do with it? Man, they're going to tackle both of us. Manny tried to make the best out of a bad situation, and that was devastating.
Loss of 8 yards. 3rd quarterback sack for the Trojans now. And they will have to punt it away, and Armandanis stands about 8 yards deep in the end zone. Martinez will field this punt. It's short and high. Martinez will let it bounce. Okamura thought about picking it up. Did it touch him?
Holy cow,
it did. It touched Okamura on the foot. James Ewing falls on it. Oh my, that's what those we were talking about. Little mistakes.
Oh
wow.
God. I didn't think he touched it. I didn't have my thunder eyes on, Patty Mac.
Didn't look like he touched it to me, but they're right there. I will assume they made the correct call.
Now, what about man.
Wow, big play there for the Bulldogs special teams.
Momentum swing, big one right there.
First turnover of the football game. 1st and 10, 45-yard line for Las Cruces High School. Armandanis in at the quarterback spot. He's got wings on both sides. Wants to throw, good block there from Oropesa. Too high for Petermeyer. Flag flies late. Let's see what it is. It's in the backfield. It's either an illegal block, some holding on the Dogs, or...
Holding. Late flag, yeah, coming in. He must have saw it late. Late flag, must have saw it late. Hey, I'm all over this one. You know, he's stringing that out too. I mean, they've got to be really careful. That was a lot of acreage. He's throwing that out pattern out. If the cornerback has a jump on it, he can go inside and pick that off. They got to be really careful when you're stringing that out.
Penalty will take them all the way back to their own 29s. Cost them 16 yards. So it'll be first down and 26. Third time the Dogs have been penalized. Second time this third quarter. 48 seconds to play, third period, 14-12 Mayfield. Armendariz to throw. Wilmot can't tackle him. Armendariz down the middle. Peter Myers broken up by Okamura. Boy, this is exciting. I'm sorry.
It really is. I thought that was going to be a Mark Chmura, you know, Brett Favre to Chmura pass. Okamura doing a good job. Once again, throwing it a little high.
So second down and 26 at the 29-yard line. Armendariz is now 3 of 10 for 52 yards. Franco, 7 of 10 for 92 yards.
And now is when your defensive line, they just got their ears back. I mean, they're ready to rock and roll.
Wilmoth was in there in a hurry last time. Motion to the near side, that's Big Alex. Armendariz to throw. Again, pressure. Here comes the screen. Oropesa. They didn't pick up Abaraka, but Oropesa shakes free from him. Dives across the 40 to the 41-yard line. Oropesa, broken tackle.
Great
else
effort.
that play goes nowhere.
Great effort out of Oropesa, and I thought for a moment I saw him send the linebacker, and it was kind of a delayed blitz. And I'm thinking, oh man, that's a great job, but getting out there outside linebacker and really slowing things down, because that could have got ugly, was Adrian Apodaca.
So third down and 14 as the Dogs pick up 12 there. Otopesa's first catch. And that's the end of the third quarter. Well, buckle up, my friends. Get ready. It's coming out at number 4.
Cruces, baby! Woo-hoo!
again?
This is my brother. This is my brother.
Say something?
Hey! Go Bulldogs! Go Bulldogs! Woo!
May the best team win.
That's right.
The Bulldogs. All the way. Class of 62. Class of 62.
It's fourth and final quarter, nothing decided yet. It's 14-12 in favor of the Mayfield Trojans. Third down and 14 here for the Dogs. Armandanis throws, hit as he throws. Looking for Petermeyer, a great catch. He might score. 10, touchdown. Alex Petermeyer with an amazing catch. Oh, baby.
Catch and run. Patty Mack, are you patting me on the back? Because I'm certainly patting myself on the back. Remember earlier in the first half, we said when Petermeyer, we thought every time he was throwing it to Soltero or Cruz, Petermeyer was open deep down the middle. That time he connected. Great catch. Oh, run.
The Bulldogs come up with a huge play on 3rd and 14. 59 yards and a touchdown for Alex Petermeyer. Wow.
You got to give that offensive line an awful lot of credit because they kept that defense out.
Extra point attempt. Patrick Johnson nails it. 19-14. Las Cruces do not go away. So the Dogs answer. They lead 19-14, 11:49 to play in this football game. Patrick Johnson to kick it off for the Dogs. Fielded on the near side by Rael Vedetta. What's he doing out there returning kicks?
Doing a good job with it.
Run out of bounds at about the 29. Let's get back to that touchdown play. I mean to tell you, Alex Petermeyer was some superb concentration because he was hit right as the ball entered his hands.
You know, and he almost had that other pass that ended the third quarter. We thought when we were saying to Mark Chimura, but this time he holds on to it, and a great job keeping his balance and accelerating. I didn't know, deceptive speed for a big young man. That was outstanding.
Got to play some basketball. So 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line for the Mayfield Trojans. Their turn to answer. We'll see what happens. This game has been every bit as good as we expected. Every bit. Aladente on the option. He's got a hole. Pounds his way up to the 37-yard line before he's shoved backwards by number 21, Jaime Rodriguez.
Well, one of the things, I hate to say this, Alex, you did such a good job, but he got sealed off and was unable to come out and help out on that tackle. I mean, he got pushed back about 8 yards, and that is what has been doing so well for the Trojans when Alderete's got the ball.
He's carried now 16 times for 106 yards. 2nd down and 3 at the 37-yard line. For the Trojans, full house backfield. Give to Martinez. He's got a brief hole, but it's shut down by Armandanis. He's very close to the 1st down.
You know, Mayfield's offense starting to click a little bit now, better than it had been. I mean, they can't rely on the big play all the time, even though Coach Bradley will go ahead and take it if that's the case.
Well, they're not going to measure this one. I do not know why.
No kid.
Looks pretty close to me.
Because a lot of strange things can happen when you bring them.
Oh, yeah. Heck, yeah. If I'm the coach, I'm asking for it. 3rd down and inches at the 40-yard line for the Trojans. They're 2 out of 9 converting 3rd down situations. They've converted their last 2, though. Martinez, he's got the 1st down and more. Still going across midfield down to the 48-yard line of the Bulldogs. And you talked about momentum for that offense. Trojans starting to feel it a little bit.
They've got to, those offensive linemen are getting down and they're getting underneath the pads of the Cruces High defenders. I'm kind of wondering if the Cruces High players are a little bit tired defensively. You know, and Martinez, we saw him break a long run. I forget which game it was, but I mean, he just bust through something simple like that. Zip, zip, zowie. He was gone about 70 yards a couple weeks ago.
So 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line of the Las Cruces Bulldogs. the give. That's Shane Elliott pounding his way up the middle. He runs into Peter Meyer and Hernandez, but gets it across the 45 to the 44-yard line. It's a pickup of 5. Second down and a nickel for the Trojans.
When you can do that, when you can get 5 yards at a pop, that's okay, because the linebackers are making the tackles now in a situation like that. Defensive linemen are inconsequential. When you run right at them, the defense can't protect the linebackers, the defensive line. And linebackers are kind of sitting, they can't wait for Shane Elliott. They got to hit that train when he gets from the box.
Second down and a nickel. It's Elliott again. This time they get him close to the line of scrimmage. He fights up to the 42-yard line. Picks up a pair. It'll be third down and 3 for the Trojans.
Big Rick Chavez doing a good job coming on the play side, coming down to make that tackle. He did exactly what he was supposed to do.
The longest win streak in this series, Mayfield won it 5 times in a row, from 70 to 74. They have won it the last 3 years. They have won 6 out of the last 8. Third down, 3 here, big play. Martinez negotiating, he's short. Gets it to the 40, it's going to be 4th and 1. What do you do here, Thunderdad?
Well,
I say go.
Yeah, I think Coach Bradley's probably going to do just that. Very interesting, he's running double tight, and he's just playing smash mouth. He's not even doing a whole lot formation-wise with Las Cruces. I guess he probably got the offense together and said, hey, guys, we're just going to run right at him.
I think he's realizing what you just said, that maybe they're wearing him down a little bit.
This is a huge play defensively for Las Cruces, and, of course, offensively for Mayfield. This is a big play for everybody.
The crowd to its feet. 4th down and a yard. Look out for Ewing. Here he comes. Alderete. I don't think he got it.
Oh, that last surge might have done it, but you're right. I don't think he got it. You're right, Pat.
Jimmy Miller says no way.
No, he did not. He was denied.
He was signaling first down Bulldogs, and indeed, he didn't even get to the line of scrimmage. Wow. Big stand for the Dogs.
Good choice of play. That's worked so well for them. They got fairly good push, but this time the linebackers are coming up, and boom, making a tackle, stopping Ray Alderete. What a play.
Wow.
What a game.
Yeah. The momentum swings are enough to give you a neck ache going back and forth. First and 10, 40-yard line for Las Cruces High School. Their passing game has been scintillating. 12 out of 22 they are throwing for 215 yards on a pair of touchdowns. They lead it 19-14. Less than 8 minutes to play in the ball game. Hello, Adrian Apodaca drops Oscar Odapesa in his backfield. So many good players on both these teams. It's fun to watch all this talent on one stretch of grass.
Yep. Adrian Apodaca did a great job. They're running the lead play that time. Almost looked like there's a little trouble in the exchange, center quarterback exchange, but Adrian was right there to make that stop. Lost 2 yards.
11 carries, 31 yards for Oscar Odapesa. Second down and 12. Odapesa the only setback behind Franco. Receivers both sides. Franco wants to throw. Short drop he's got all day. Now he's flushed out. He's going to keep. Look out. Oh, there's a collision. Patrick Johnson drawing a bead on Manny Aguilar. Holy cow.
Patrick
See
Johnson,
that one coming.
The thing that's interesting about this, Pat, he drives off the cornerback, right? He turns around, sees his quarterback's in trouble, so he comes sprinting back. But who's right behind him? The cornerback he just drove off, made the tackle, but now that was a great pickup. What, 10 yards?
10 yards for Johnny Franco. He's carried now 7 times for 28 yards. Big play for the Dogs here. Armendariz checks in. Third down and 2 at the 48. About 2.5. They need to get it to the 49.5 of the Dogs, or the Trojans. Excuse me. Crowd back to their feet again. Armendariz will keep. He's got a first down. What a collision. Armendariz, Okamura go head-to-head. First down, Bulldogs.
And Shane Elliott was in there. He was going to horse collar him, and he missed it. He was a little bit high trying to wrap that big old arm around him, around his neck. Man, Manny is strong. He is so very strong.
The Dogs have now picked up 4 of their 11 third down opportunities. They have it first and 10 at the 47-yard line of the Trojans. Armendariz now 4 carries, minus 19 yards. Of course, he's suffered from 3 quarterback sacks. That accounts for the loss of yardage. High formation. Huffmeyer, the fullback. That's Oropesa picking his way through the line. Elliott has a hold of his shoestring. Oropesa all the way up to the 43-yard line. He picks up at least 4, maybe 5.
Huffmeyer did a very good job on Josh Gomez kicking him out that time. And he's the lead blocker, so what they do is they take the tackle and everybody else and send them on the linebackers. Shane Elliott, an outstanding football player. That was a big tackle, or he'd have been gone.
Dogs lead it 19-14. 5:35 to play in this football game.